So 3.5 weeks ago, I had an accident. I was just stepping down off of a box. My leg landed I don't really know what happened. I think I caught my foot on the edge of the box. My leg landed badly and my body was going one way, my leg was twisting the other way. My leg carried on twisting, made an awful noise. All my weight was going down through one leg because the other leg was not on the floor. And at first I thought I broke my leg. Then I thought, oh no, I think it's okay. And then I quickly realized it wasn't okay. Had a scan, found out that I'd done quite a lot of damage. So I had ruptured my ACL, I'd ruptured the posterior capsule. There was tears in my medial ligament and another ligament as well. Just a lot of inflammation and just damage in the area really. So the only thing that I could do was surgery. So they waited 2 weeks because the bruising wasn't too bad and the swelling wasn't too bad. And they think it's because the posterior capsule had ruptured and a lot of it had sort of gone out the back of the knee. So I had surgery 2 weeks later. And this video is just showing you my lead up to surgery, just a little bit of that after surgery. But then I'm just going to discuss how I've adapted my training and how, if you've got like a leg injury, or I mean, obviously if you've injured your upper body, you could do the sort of role reverse of what I'm doing, but just some ways that I've adapted my training and where I'm not damaging my knee. I'm not going to put my recovery back or anything, but I'm still moving and I'm still working. And instead of just sort of sitting on the sidelines or sitting at home, I can still work around the situation and keep some of my fitness levels there, try and reduce the chance of my muscle wasting away, and just try to get back onto like a really, really good form. I did a lot of prehab for the 2 weeks going into the operation. So I went to see a physio before my operation. And you know, the fitter and the stronger you are going into something, the better you're going to recover. So I think it's a really good lesson just to sort of keep yourself really fit and really healthy, because then if something goes wrong, you can deal with it a lot better. So I am currently just off to the hospital. I've got some pre-assessment checks today, so just to make sure I'm all fit and healthy. Then I'm off to see Graham, who's going to be doing my prehab and my rehab, so just making sure I'm good for surgery, but also just making sure that I can work my muscles a little bit before surgery as well, because every day that I'm sort of switching on the quads and the muscles around the knee is obviously an extra day in the bank, where after surgery, whilst I'm maybe losing a little bit of muscle, if I put as much work in beforehand without aggravating the area, it's just stand me in a little bit better position afterwards. So off to see him to see what he has to say and to give me some exercises, and off to the hospital to just do all the final prep before my operation on Monday. So I'm just at hospital. I've got my pre-assessment today, so we're just going over all my health checks and everything, just going through what's going to happen in my operation and just make sure that I'm fit to have my operation, and just so I know everything that's going to happen, and go through everything with my recovery as well. So I've met with the nurses and also a doctor, and we'll see where we go from there. So I'm just in an oxygen chamber at the moment, so I'll just show you. We're just getting to the right pressure at the moment, so I keep having to equalise my ears whilst you're getting to pressure. I'm in here for about an hour. It just obviously gives you lots of oxygen that sort of floods your body, helps with injury, helps with recovery, helps with cell regeneration. So really, really good pre-operation, just to get me the strongest and in the best condition possible, and just to help with any of the initial damage. And then post-surgery it will be really, really vital and help with my recovery as well. So this is just one of the recovery things that I will be doing. So after seeing Graham yesterday, I've got a few exercises to do just in my prehab before my operation, just to try and keep my quads switched on. Really simple. I'm going to do leg raises, but I'm going to hold mine for 15 seconds. And then I'm going to come back down after 15 seconds. I'm going to do 5 lots on that side. I'm then going to do the other side, and all the way through my rehab, whatever I do on my right, I'll do on my left, just to keep myself really, really even and balanced. I'm then going, once I've done both sides, I'm then going to externally rotate the foot, come up, hold for 15 seconds. I'm then going to do 5 lots with the external rotation on my right, 5 lots external rotation on my left, and then we're going to internally rotate the foot, and then I'm going to do 5 lots once again, holding for 15 seconds on my right, and then 5 lots on my left. So, yep, they're just some little exercises that will help with my core just sort of staying fired and switched on before my operation, and then I will keep you updated with all of my progress and all the exercises and all the rehab that I do after my operation.
How are you doing, champ? What did you have done?
They took 2 hamstrings to graft and reconstructed all the stuff that I'd done in my knee. It's pretty sore, I'm not gonna lie, but it's road to recovery now.
You can do as you're told with your rehab?
I always do as I'm told with my rehab. So I'm going to start with a game ready ice, because I ice bath but I can't now get it wet, so a game ready machine 6 times a day for 30 minutes each time. I'm seeing my physio in a few days' time. I can start a muscle stim machine, but not probably until Friday, Saturday. My nice husband bought me a new bike for my recovery, so obviously that's not going to be used for quite a while. We need to master standing and walking, and yeah, and just literally, no pun intended, one step at a time, one day at a time. Don't think any further right now. My voice is really croaky.
So this is my game ready machine. It's an ice compression machine and it pumps cold water around without getting my leg wet. Obviously I like to ice bath normally, but with all the stitches you can't. I will need to be in this for about 6 times a day, 30 minutes at a time with an hour's break in between. I've also got a muscle stim machine to stimulate the muscles to try and reduce any muscle wastage. I won't start using that just yet because I've only just had surgery, so that will be later this week into next week. You don't actually, if you're in your recovery phase 2, you can rent these things from companies, so you don't need to buy them because they're very expensive. You can rent them and it's really worth doing if you want to sort of aid your recovery. So this is just a little insight into some of the things I've been doing training. Normally I do the ski erg standing up, but I popped a seat down, worked my upper body and still did it. I borrowed my son's skateboard so I could keep my legs straight because I couldn't put the pressure through it at the moment whilst it's in the early stage of recovery, and still managed to row. I've been doing a lot of upper body work, and I've also been doing a lot of work on my uninjured leg as well. There's a theory which is called cross-educational cross-transfer training, which means that if you're working other muscles in your body, it can actually help to maintain your muscles in your injured side. So obviously I will get muscle wastage there, but they think that, you know, working all the other muscles creates neural pathways which can actually help to reduce the muscle wastage, so you won't get quite as much. So I'm obviously just trying to keep going. It's obviously really good for your mental health as well, to sort of be getting up, having a routine and still getting on with my day and training and keeping myself as fit and as healthy as possible. I have managed to sort of think, if I can do it standing, can I do it seated? So I do things like seated wall balls, seated dumbbell snatch, seated ball slams. Obviously I can do sort of all my chest press and things like that, my shoulder press. And yeah, this is just a little bit of an insight into how I've been training, and in the next few videos I can sort of show how I progress, other things that I've been doing, and how my recovery is going and how that progresses as well. So it's been really tough, but it's taught me a lot about myself in the last month, and it just makes you that little bit more resilient, and it makes you that little bit more hungry to come back and to keep fighting. So it's going to be a different season to what I thought, but it's still going to be a challenge, and I'm still really, really excited to see what I can achieve by the end of the season.